On October 13th, 2025, a cosmic whisper pierced the void as interstellar visitor 3I Atlas reportedly transmitted a message not through sound or radio waves, but in a mesmerizing dance of light pulses, choreographed with a precision too exquisite to be mere chance. 5 pulses, then 8, then 13. A sequence that mirrors the sacred mathematics etched into the spirals of galaxies, the petals of sunflowers, and the very essence of creation itself. Yet, as this celestial symphony began, our eyes in the sky faltered. Satellites went silent, cameras flickered into darkness, and the official record vanished. Was it a cosmic accident or a deliberate veil? Stay with me until the end, for we may have just received a message humanity has awaited for centuries, hidden within a code that could reshape our understanding of the universe. If these enigmas grip you as fiercely as they do me, hit like and subscribe to join this journey, catching every revelation as this mystery unfolds in real time. Drop a comment below. Tell me where you're watching, from what time it is there, and whether you believe we're being shown the full truth or merely the story someone wants us to accept. Want to strengthen this truth-seeking community? Share this video on X, Facebook, Reddit, or in your private chats. You are the spark igniting this quest for answers. Thank you for standing with us. On October 13th, 2025, an event unfolded that slipped past most of the world's notice, yet its weight resonates for those attuned to the rhythm of cosmic synchronicity. The date itself hums with significance, marking exactly 108 years since 70,000 souls in Fatima, Portugal, stood awestruck as the sun seemed to waltz across the heavens. But we're not here to revisit miracles of 1917, not yet. We're here because on this precise anniversary, an interstellar visitor may have reached out to us in a language that transcends borders, biology, and even world's mathematics. According to researcher David Sirida, the object known as 3I Atlas performed a feat no ordinary comet or asteroid could. It pulsed not in chaotic bursts, but with a cadence so deliberate it stunned the astronomical community. Though NASA and other authorities have yet to confirm these findings. 5 pulses, then 8, then 13. If those numbers stir something in you, they should. This is the Fibonacci sequence, nature's mathematical signature woven into the spirals of seashells, the seeds of sunflowers, and the infinite expanse of the cosmos. Each number builds on the sum of its predecessors, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, and onward to eternity. Let's be clear. This is not how comets behave. When comets near the sun, their ice sublimates into gas erupting in wild, irregular jets shaped by rotation, composition, and solar heat. These outbursts are chaotic, governed by the messy physics of thermodynamics and orbital mechanics. They don't count. They don't encode. And yet, if Serida's observations hold true, 3I Atlas defied those rules, pulsing in a sequence humanity has revered for millennia. The Fibonacci sequence is no mere curiosity, it's the blueprint of existence. The ratio of its consecutive numbers converges on phi, the golden ratio, roughly 1.618, a proportion that shapes the human form. The arms of galaxies, the branching of trees, and the sweep of hurricanes. Ancient architects carved it into temples. Renaissance artists painted it into masterpieces. Biologists trace it in DNA and ecosystems. If you sought to bridge the infinite gulfs of space to speak with another intelligence, the Fibonacci sequence would be a masterstroke, a universal pattern any advanced civilization would recognize from studying their own world. This is the signal SETI has dreamed of for decades. A beacon that could herald contact with something beyond us. Not a fleeting burst of cosmic static, but a signal deliberate, structured, undeniably crafted. Prime numbers have long been heralded as the universal greeting card, their orderly patterns impossible in nature's chaos. Yet Fibonacci might outshine them. It whispers. We grasp the rhythm of growth, the recursive dance of mathematics woven into life itself. It declares we've gazed at spirals and counted the same numbers you do. It's a cosmic handshake scrolled in a tongue older than any human word, bridging the vast gulf of stars. But here, the tale takes a peculiar turn, where our quest for truth ignites. As these alleged pulses flickered across the void, NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory went dark supposedly for routine maintenance. Its data stream vanished, and it wasn't alone. The Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter's high-resolution camera, a vigilant eye on another world, fell silent on October 1st, 2025. Weeks earlier, from September 1st to 5th, the Psyche space probe lost contact entirely. 3 missions, 3 sets of instruments, all inexplicably offline during the precise window, when an interstellar visitor might have been beaming mathematical poetry our way. Coincidence space is a brutal frontier. Electronics erode under relentless radiation, and maintenance is meticulously planned. A single outage raises no eyebrows, but 3 converging on the cusp of what could be humanity's greatest revelation. That's a pattern that lingers heavy with questions. Are we staring at a cosmic stroke of misfortune, or did someone somewhere decide certain truths were not for our eyes? The timeline weaves a cryptic narrative. September 1st. Psyche goes quiet. October 1st. Mars' camera fails. October 13th. The anniversary of Fatima. The Fibonacci pulses hum, and the solar observatory blacks out. Each date is a domino, tipping each blackout, a fragment of reality we'll never reclaim. Science demands we build from evidence, reshaping theories as new data emerges. But what happens when the data itself is locked away? When the instruments meant to witness the cosmos go blind at the pivotal moment? This is the enigma we'll unravel together, a question that unsettles, urging us to probe not just what occurred, but what might have been hidden. It means grappling with the possibility that the most profound signal in human history arrived, was detected, and then tucked away from prying eyes. Or perhaps we're merely creatures craving meaning, weaving grand tales from technical glitches and chance. Both prospects unsettle. Both demand rigorous pursuit. They draw us into a labyrinth of mathematics, mythology, physics, and the very essence of truth. The numbers 5, 8, 13 hover like a riddle posed in a language we're only beginning to decipher. Beyond them lies a torrent of implications pulling us from the depths of interstellar space to the frontiers of particle physics, from medieval verse to the pulse of artificial minds, from Mars's crimson plains to the sun-scorched path of a visitor from beyond our stars. This is a saga of patterns and purpose, of the chasm between what we see and what we're told, of a fleeting October afternoon, when, as humanity scrolled and fretted over mundane cares, the universe might have leaned close and murmured a secret we nearly overlooked. You've likely glimpsed the Fibonacci sequence without knowing it. In every sunflower's heart, twin spirals swirl, one clockwise, one counter, count them. and you'll find consecutive Fibonacci numbers 21 and 34, 34 and 55, or 55 and 89, depending on the bloom. The seeds align this way not by chance, but by necessity. Nature's most efficient packing, maximizing life in minimal space. Evolution didn't read this in a book. The math is woven into the physics of growth. The chambered nautilus crafts its shell in a flawless logarithmic spiral. Each chamber a precise multiple of the last tracing. The golden ratio's elegant curve a symbol of nature's perfection. Hurricanes churn in the same mathematical cadence. Galaxies fling their starry arms in golden spirals, cradling billions of suns. The proportions echo in the human face. The span from chin to brow, brow to crown, nears the golden ratio. Your fingers from palm to tip hold bones that shrink in length by that same divine proportion. This is no mere coincidence. It's the universe's silent symphony, a code written in spirals, sung in storms, and etched in the stars. And perhaps, just perhaps, it's the language of a signal we were never meant to miss. We are woven from this pattern, our very existence echoing its rhythm. This is why SETI researchers have long wagered that any intentional signal from the stars would carry the unmistakable signature of prime numbers or Fibonacci sequences. These aren't mere human constructs, they're eternal truths etched into the fabric of the universe, independent of who discovers them. An alien mind, orbiting a star 30 light-years distant, would trace the same Fibonacci sequence we know its spirals mirrored in their biology, their planets, their galaxies. To greet a civilization born under an alien sun, speaking a tongue no human could utter, mathematics is the universal key. Numbers transcend biochemistry and culture. 5 + 8 = 13, always everywhere. This brings us to David Serida's bold claim about Triatlas. He reported a signal 5 pulses, then 8, then 13, followed by silence. It's a masterful choice for a cosmic message long enough to scream intention, brief enough to be caught and remembered. It doesn't drown the listener in data. It offers a clear, elegant proof. I grasp recursion, it says. I know the mathematics of growth. You'll recognize these numbers because any starfaring civilization would. It's a beacon demanding we watch for what follows. Contrast this with the chaos of natural cosmic phenomena. When a comet nears the sun, solar heat transforms its icy surface into gas, a process called sublimation. This creates jets that stream into a tail, always pointing away from the sun, regardless of the comet's path. These jets are wild, shaped by the comet's spin, its composition, and the hidden eyes beneath its crust. They might flicker as the comet rotates, but they don't pulse in precise, mathematically meaningful sequences. That requires intent-controlled timing, yet we must pause and tether our excitement with skepticism. Serida's observations stand alone, unconfirmed by NASA, the European Space Agency, or any official body. No peer-reviewed study has validated the Fibonacci pulses. No chorus of independent observers has echoed his findings. Science doesn't leap forward on the word of a single voice, no matter how gripping the tale. It thrives on repeatable evidence data scrutinized by many hands. Without that, we're in the realm of tantalizing hypotheses, not proven truths. But hypotheses, when compelling, spark curiosity precisely because they might be true. A lack of confirmation doesn't erase the possibility. It places us in that restless space between glimpse and certainty, between seeing and understanding. History brims with discoveries, born from a lone observer spotting something strange. Galileo glimpsed moons circling Jupiter. Henrietta Leavitt uncovered patterns in variable stars, unlocking the universe's scale. Fritz Zwicky saw galaxies racing too fast and dared to propose dark matter decades before it gained traction. So how do we weigh Serida's claim when official channels stay silent and data feeds falter? We test what it predicts, probe its implications, and scrutinize whether the pattern holds under scrutiny. We seek corroborating clues, timeline alignments, other anomalies hinting at the same truth. And we stay honest about the line between evidence and conjecture. Humans are wired to find patterns. We see faces in clouds, hear footsteps in rustling leaves, sense predators in fleeting shadows. This instinct called apophenia kept our ancestors alive, but also lures us into seeing order where none exists. Yet, if an intelligence sought to reach us, it would craft a signal to ignite our pattern-hungry minds. Not random noise, but something sharp, unmistakable. The sequence 5-8 to 13 does just that, simple enough to seize attention, precise enough to defy natural chance. If this were the opening note of contact, it's a stroke of genius. We stand poised between two truths. Either we're weaving meaning from chaos, our minds sculpting stories from coincidence, or we've caught the first deliberate whisper from beyond our solar system, timed to a historic anniversary and swiftly obscured by a string of convenient instrument failures. The mathematics is undeniable. The Fibonacci sequence is real, its golden ratio echoing through nature, recognizable to any advanced species. Whether 3 Atlas truly pulsed 5-8 to 13 on October 13th, 2025 remains unverified. But the question burns brightly. Questions like these don't fade just because official voices stay silent. They demand answers, and the search for truth has only just begun. Let's step back to October 13th, 1917 in Portugal, a nation weary from 3 years of World War I, its people fractured and fearful. In a quiet farming region north of Lisbon, 3 shepherd children had been claiming for months that a radiant figure appeared to them on the 13th of each month, bearing messages of prayer, penance, and glimpses of the future. The Catholic Church was wary but curious. Word spread like wildfire. On that fateful October day, a crowd of 30,000 to 70,000 gathered in a field near the village of Fatima. Some came seeking a miracle, others to scoff at what they deemed childish delusion or religious deception. What unfolded has been debated for a century. Witnesses, journalists, skeptics, and believers alike recounted a surreal spectacle after a spell of rain. The clouds parted, and the sun seemed to defy physics. Some saw it spin, others described it dancing, while some swore it plummeted toward Earth before resuming its place. Colors shimmered across the sky. Soaked clothes dried in an instant under a sudden wave of heat. For roughly 10 minutes, the heavens performed, then returned to normal. No scientific consensus has ever pinned down what thousands witnessed. Theories range from mass hallucination to rare atmospheric optics to retinal burns from staring at the sky. Now leap forward exactly 108 years to October 13th, 2025. An interstellar object, having journeyed from beyond our solar system, allegedly broadcasts a mathematical sequence 5-8-13. At the precise moment, Earth's primary solar observatory goes dark. The date aligns perfectly, not a rough estimate or a near miss, but the exact anniversary of one of the 20th century's most enigmatic, widely witnessed phenomena. To those who shrug at coincidences, this may seem unremarkable. But for those who sense meaning in patterns, this is a clarion call for investigation. The number 108 resonates deeply across cultures. In Hinduism and Buddhism, it's sacred. 108 beads on a mala, 108 Upanishads, 108 names for the Buddha. In mathematics, 108 equals 12x 9 numbers, woven into sacred geometry and ancient cosmologies. The Earth-Sun distance is roughly 108 times the Sun's diameter. The Earth-Moon distance mirrors this proportion with the Moon. Ancient astronomers without telescopes noticed these ratios, embedding them in temples and myths. Whether these numbers hold cosmic significance or reflect human pattern seeking is an open question. What's undeniable is that choosing this date for a signal, if a signal it was, would be a masterstroke. It would capture the attention of those who track celestial events, scour SETI data, or study the nexus of astronomy and history. Amid the clamor of asteroids, comets, and cosmic debris flooding our solar system, timing a message to a date already etched in cultural memory is a way to stand out. It's a bridge between past and present, a mirror inviting scrutiny and sparking questions. This is where scientists grow uneasy. Linking a modern astronomical claim to a religious event risks blending fact with mysticism, letting narrative overshadow evidence. The critique is valid. Confirmation bias is a trap. Once you tie a cosmic event to a historical one, every detail can seem significant, amplifying what fits the story and ignoring what doesn't. This is the slippery slope to conspiracy theories, where pseudoscience cloaks itself as revelation and true mysteries drown in wishful thinking. Yet consider the counterpoint. Throughout history, humans have aligned cosmic events with cultural milestones for impact. Ancient priests timed rituals to eclipses, claiming mastery over the heavens. Modern space agencies launch missions on symbolically potent dates. We are a species enchanted by the dance of cosmic and cultural time. If an intelligence sought to send a message that would be noticed, debated, and dissected rather than dismissed as noise, choosing a date like October 13th would be not just strategic, but brilliant. It would ignite the very conversation we're having now. The Fatima event remains unexplained, neither confirmed as supernatural nor fully reducible to science. It lingers in a twilight zone between mass testimony and verified fact. Thousands saw something, yet it defies known astronomical or atmospheric models. The October 13th, 2025 event occupies the same liminal space. Something allegedly occurred, its timing extraordinary, yet official confirmation is absent. Across a century, these two moments reflect each other twin mirrors, amplifying each other's mysteries, urging us to ask, what did we see? And what might we have been meant to see? Researchers like David Sarida weave a thread between two extraordinary moments, linking a century-old mystery to a modern enigma. The connection is as tantalizing as it is improbable. If Triatlas is merely a natural object hurled from its distant star system millions of years ago, its arrival on October 13th, 2025, precisely 108 years after the Fatima event, defies comprehension. A cosmic rock bound by gravity's ancient pull couldn't align so perfectly with a human calendar, let alone a date steeped in religious significance. Unless, of course, its path was no accident. Unless Triatlas follows a trajectory not born of chance, but sculpted with intent, timed to reach our sun on a date chosen to spark this very debate. Such precision would demand staggering control, a plan spanning eons, and an intimate knowledge of human culture to pinpoint October 13th, a date that resonates with historical weight. It suggests an intelligence observing us across vast stretches of time. Or alternatively, it reveals our own knack for weaving meaning from chaos, crafting narratives that feel profound even when they're not. Both possibilities beckon. Both demand scrutiny. We cannot dismiss this alignment as mere coincidence without investigation, nor embrace it as truth, simply because it feels momentous. A mirror stands before us, 108 years separate too. October 13th's one witnessed by thousands in a Portuguese field, the other allegedly captured by instruments scanning interstellar space. Whether this mirror reflects a cosmic truth or our own longing for meaning drives the heart of our inquiry. In modern astronomy, data is our lifeblood. Gone are the days of peering through telescopes to chart the stars. Planets emerge from gigabytes of light curves streamed by orbital observatories. Asteroids reveal themselves through automated sky surveys, snapping the cosmos every few nights, with algorithms spotting flickers of movement. Every major discovery, from gravitational waves to the cosmic microwave background, springs from vast datasets churned by computers. When those data streams falter, we are blind, and the universe unfolds unwatched. Let's map the blackouts, shadowing October 13th, 2025. First, the Psyche mission sent to probe a metal-rich asteroid between Mars and Jupiter went silent from September 1st to 5th. NASA chalked it up to a safe mode triggered by onboard systems, a standard failsafe when something goes awry, letting the spacecraft stabilize. 5 days of darkness during a rare alignment of Earth-Mars and other solar system bodies. A window that comes only fleetingly. Next, the high-resolution imaging science experiment. High-rise camera on the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, one of humanity's sharpest eyes on another world, capable of resolving features smaller than a meter from orbit. Its images of Martian canyons, polar ice dust devils, and potential landing sites are iconic. According to Cereda High-Rise, went offline on October 1st, 2025, due to a failure in the electronics for CCD Red 4, a sensor that began degrading in August 2023 and finally gave out. No images have returned since. Then, on October 13th itself, the Solar Dynamics Observatory SDO, NASA's Sentinel for real-time solar monitoring, went dark for scheduled maintenance. The feed cut out for hours. During the precise moment, 3 Atlas was allegedly most active, potentially broadcasting its Fibonacci pulses. Our best solar observatory blind at the critical hour. The timing is sharp enough to raise questions. Was this maintenance truly routine, or was there a reason to pull the plug? 3 missions, 3 data gaps, all converging on the narrow window, when an interstellar object might have been doing something extraordinary. Taken alone, each is mundane, space is harsh, electronics, fail maintenance is planned. But together, clustered around a potential first contact event, the odds feel uncanny. Not impossible, but peculiar enough to demand a deeper look. Space is a brutal frontier. Cosmic rays and solar particles relentlessly batter spacecraft, eroding circuits over time. Temperatures swing from scorching hundreds of degrees in sunlight to bone-chilling lows in shadow-stressing materials until they crack. A spacecraft designed for 5 years, but running for 15, is a marvel. But failures are inevitable. Engineers build redundancies, knowing components will die. Yet, there's a difference between random breakdowns and a pattern that feels orchestrated. Random failures should scatter across time tied to a craft's age or spikes in solar activity, not aligned so neatly with a singular event. This cluster of blackouts, Psyche High-Rise SDO, raises a question that lingers like a shadow. Are we looking at cosmic bad luck or something more? The answer lies in probing what happened, why and whether the universe's whispers were meant to go unheard. David Sereda and others thread a shimmering connection between two moments that ripple across a century, tying a distant mystery to a modern marvel. The alignment is as mesmerizing as it is implausible. If 3 Atlas is just a cosmic wanderer cast from its star system eons ago, its arrival on October 13th, 2025, exactly 108 years after the Fatima spectacle, seems beyond the grasp of chance. A mere rock tethered to gravity's ancient whims couldn't sync so perfectly with a human calendar, much less a date pulsing with spiritual resonance, unless its journey was no accident. Unless 3 Atlas traces a path crafted with purpose, engineered to graze our sun, on a day chosen to ignite this very dialogue. Such orchestration would require breathtaking precision, a plan woven through millennia, and a deep understanding of humanity's cultural heartbeat. To select October 13th, a date that hums with historical echoes. It hints at an intelligence watching us across the abyss of time. Or perhaps it exposes our own genius for finding meaning in the void-spinning stories that feel vital, even if they're fleeting illusions. Both paths call to us. Both demand we look closer. We cannot wave away this synchronicity as mere happenstance without probing its depths. Nor can we crown it truth just because it stirs the soul. A mirror gleams before us. 108 Years Bridge 2, October 13th. One seen by thousands in a Portuguese meadow, the other allegedly caught by instruments scanning the stars. Whether this mirror reflects a cosmic signal or our own yearning for significance fuels the quest ahead. In today's astronomy, data is our pulse. Telescopes no longer define discovery. Instead, exoplanets emerge from torrents of light curves flowing from orbital sentinels. Asteroids betray their paths through relentless sky surveys, capturing the cosmos every few nights, with algorithms pinpointing flickers of motion. From gravitational waves to the cosmic microwave background, every breakthrough blooms from vast digital harvests sifted by machines. When these streams stutter, we are struck blind and the universe dances on unseen. Let's chart the shadows cast around October 13th, 2025. First, the Psyche mission tasked with exploring a metal-rich asteroid between Mars and Jupiter fell silent from September 1st to 5th. NASA cited a safe mode, a routine shield, when systems falter, allowing the craft to steady itself. 5 days of darkness during a rare cosmic alignment of Earth-Mars and other celestial bodies. A fleeting window of geometric harmony. Then the high-resolution imaging science experiment, High-Rise on the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. One of humanity's keenest eyes, able to resolve Martian features smaller than a meter from orbit. Its breathtaking images of canyons, ice caps, dust devils, and future landing sites are legendary. Per Sereda. High-Rise went dark on October 1st, 2025, crippled by a failure in the CCD Red 4 sensor, which began degrading in August 2023 and collapsed entirely by October. No images have returned since. Finally, On October 13th itself, the Solar Dynamics Observatory, SDO NASA's Vigilant Solar Watchdog, went offline for scheduled maintenance. For hours during the precise moment 3 Atlas was allegedly at its most vibrant, possibly broadcasting Fibonacci pulses, our premier solar eye was shut. The timing cuts like a blade. Was this maintenance truly routine? Or was something meant to stay hidden? 3 missions, 3 silences, all converging on the narrow window when an interstellar visitor might have performed something extraordinary. Alone, each outage is unremarkable, space is merciless circuits, erode, maintenance is routine. But together, orbiting a potential first contact moment, the pattern feels eerie. Not impossible, but strange enough to beckon scrutiny. Space is a crucible. Cosmic rays and solar flares relentlessly hammer spacecraft, wearing down electronics. Temperatures soar to hundreds of degrees in sunlight and plummet in shadow-straining materials until they fracture. A spacecraft built for 5 years but enduring 15 is a triumph, yet failures are certain. Engineers weave redundancies, knowing parts will perish. But there's a chasm between random breakdowns and a symphony of outages. True randomness scatters failures across time tied to a craft's age or solar storms, not clustered around a singular, tantalizing event. This trio of blackouts, Psyche, High-Rise, SDO, casts a long shadow, whispering a question. Is this mere cosmic misfortune or something deeper? The truth lies in unraveling what happened, why and whether the universe's murmurs were silenced by design. The number 704 flickers like a distant star, tempting us to trace its meaning. Some might chase it to 432 Hz, a frequency heralded by fringe researchers as the cosmos's primal hum, a universal resonance. But let's pause and name what we're doing. By subtracting 1321 from 2025 and factoring the result, we're weaving connections, numerology, not mathematics. Mathematics builds on unyielding truths, equations that hold firm under scrutiny, predictions we can test. Numerology, by contrast, seeks any path from point A to point B, conjuring patterns because we long to see them. Almost any number can seem profound if you slice it creatively and cherry-pick its significance. Yet let's entertain the idea that 704 years holds weight not through numerical sleight of hand, but through cultural resonance. If an intelligence sought to anchor a signal in Western thought, Dante Alighieri's Paradiso, completed in 1321, stands as a towering beacon. This masterpiece, the capstone of his Divine Comedy, wove medieval astronomy, theology, and poetry into a cosmic tapestry. Translated across languages, studied by millions, it's a cornerstone of cultural memory for European-descended societies and beyond. A signal timed 704 years after its completion would catch the eye of scholars and historians, even if astronomers missed it. In Dante's cosmology, angels inhabit distinct celestial spheres encircling Earth. The moon holds those who broke their vows. Mercury, those who sought glory through good deeds. Venus, the lovers. The sun, the wise. Mars, the warriors. Jupiter, the just rulers. Saturn, the contemplatives. Beyond Saturn, the fixed stars cradle the church triumphant, followed by the highest angelic order's thrones, cherubim, seraphim. Each sphere pulses with its own mathematics music and light a geometry of divine perfection, where physical and spiritual realms intertwine. To ascend through these spheres is to journey toward understanding a model that gave medieval minds a complete explanation of planets, souls, and prayer. Modern science unraveled this vision. Earth orbits the sun, not the other way around. Planets need no angels, gravity suffices. The crystalline spheres are myth. Space is a vast empty vacuum. Stars are not fixed, but scattered suns. This trade of cosmic purpose for precision left some yearning for the lost sense that the universe was built for consciousness, each layer brimming with meaning. For those who resist this shift, a signal arriving 704 years after Paradiso's completion is a siren call. It prompts questions. Did Dante glimpse a truth we've dismissed? Did he, in some transcendent state, visit those spheres and encode their rhythms in his verse, anticipating a cosmic event? Was Paradiso more than poetry, a map of realities we've forgotten? Such claims like Serida's live at the crossroads of history, mysticism, and observation. They're not falsifiable predictions, but narratives weaving disparate threads into meaning. And narratives are potent. They're how we make sense of the world, not through equations, but through stories that make the cosmos feel intentional. The 704-year gap might be a deliberate signal, or it might be a number we've draped in significance after the fact. Without evidence, other fulfilled predictions from Dante, confirmation of a cosmic event in 1321, or a mechanism for his foresight, we're left with a captivating coincidence. Yet Dante's influence is undeniable. His cosmic geometry shaped how millions perceive reality. If an intelligence sought a cultural touchstone to signal recognition, medieval cosmology is a brilliant choice. Cathedrals rose on sacred proportions. Monasteries preserved star lore through dark ages. Those scholars were their era's scientists probing creation with the tools they had. If their insights hold truths we've overlooked, revisiting them isn't nostalgia, it's a quest for lost wisdom. Or it's confirmation bias cloaked in history, chasing meaning, because the alternative, a cosmos indifferent to our stories, is too stark to bear. Both possibilities resonate across the 7 centuries, from Dante's quill to 3 atlases' alleged pulses, guiding us deeper into this mystery. Step into Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris before the fire and gaze at the rose window on the western facade. Its stonework carves the circle into 12 segments, each subdivided by precise ratios. The window's diameter aligns with its distance from the floor, whispering the golden ratio. Light pours through colored glass, arranged in patterns medieval architects saw as heaven's blueprint. This wasn't mere adornment. It was a reflection of cosmic order, a bridge between the earthly and the divine. It was theology carved into stone, mathematics, made radiant, a bold effort to craft earthly spaces that hummed with cosmic harmony. Medieval builders, steeped in Euclid and Pythagoras, knew that certain proportions sang with visual and auditory grace, while others clashed in dissonance. These same ratios rippled through Islamic architecture, the Great Mosque of Cordoba, the Alhambra's intricate lattices, the Taj Mahal's soaring symmetry, where tilework blooms in fractal patterns and arches trace curves born of compass and straightedge. Domes, too, were more than engineering. Their proportions balanced stress and weight, but also carried symbolic weight. The dome as heaven, the square base as earth, their union. A mathematical transformation medieval minds deemed divine. These were not crude guesses, but the work of sophisticated mathematicians weaving physics, aesthetics, and spirituality into a unified vision. Across the Atlantic, the Maya mirrored this precision. At Chichen Itza, the pyramid of Kukulkan casts a serpent's shadow during equinoxes, a feat demanding exact calculations of angles, dates, and solar paths. The Dresden Codex charts Venus's cycles with such accuracy, it could predict the planet's appearances decades ahead. These were astronomers without telescopes, tracking celestial rhythms through patience and generations of observation. What unites these traditions, European, Islamic, Mesoamerican, is the recognition of universal ratios echoing in music growth orbits and the human form. The golden ratio phi emerges so persistently, it feels like a cosmic signature, not a physical constant, like the speed of light, but a principle of form, the proportion that systems favor for efficiency, stability, and beauty. Nautilus shells spiral in golden arcs to grow strong with minimal material. Galactic arms curl in the same ratio as density waves ripple through rotating systems. The universe across scales seems to converge on this elegant solution for growth in constrained spaces. If an intelligence from another star sought to herald its presence, Fibonacci numbers and the golden ratio would be a universal dialect, recognizable not because they're human inventions, but because they're cosmic discoveries. Geometry's truths hold firm everywhere. An alien species with alien biology and history would still find that consecutive Fibonacci numbers converge on 1.618, that this ratio crafts the tightest spirals that it threads through their world's life and orbits. It's a cosmic handshake spanning time, distance, and form. This is why the Three Atlas claim grips those who entertain it. The object allegedly spoke in a pattern woven into human cathedrals, sunflower seeds, and galactic spirals, a language of universal discovery. If deliberate, it's not just intelligent, but sophisticated, choosing a vocabulary we already know. The sequence 5-8-13 isn't random. It's the opening line of a dialogue both sides learned from different stars. Yet we must tread carefully, wary of sanctifying this pattern too eagerly. The golden ratio emerges from physics and evolution, not divine intent. Spirals form when systems rotate and grow. Fibonacci sequences arise from recursive rules. These are the universe's mechanics, not proof of cosmic consciousness. When we built cathedrals with these proportions, we mirrored nature's harmony, because our eyes evolved to see it, because such structures stood stronger with less stone. The geometry is real, but whether it's sacred in a deeper sense remains unanswered. If Three Atlas pulsed, Fibonacci numbers, is it speaking physics or meaning? The two might be one. Mathematics could be the bridge where consciousness meets cosmos, where minds, however alien, find common ground. Or we might be casting human hopes onto natural patterns, seeing intent where only mechanics reign. Cathedral builders saw divine order. Physicists see natural law. Perhaps both glimpse facets of the same truth, a universe where pattern and meaning are twin faces of reality. Or perhaps we're merely stargazers, seeing our own reflections in the cosmic void, hearing our questions echoed in galactic spirals. The geometry endures. The spirals persist. Whether they bridge human culture to alien minds or merely connect our observations to our interpretations, hinges on evidence we've yet to grasp. But the bridge stands stretching from medieval stone to the pulses of an interstellar traveler, linking 8 centuries and trillions of miles. Through the language of form, comets are cosmic relics, dirty snowballs, as the standard model paints them. A nucleus of ice rock and organic compounds, a few kilometers wide, forged in the solar system's birth, 4.6 billion years ago. As they near the sun, heat sublimates the ice-spewing chaotic jets that form tails, always pointing away from the star. These outbursts are erratic, driven by the comet's spin composition and subsurface ice. They don't pulse in orderly sequences like 5-8-13. That would demand precision control intent qualities comets don't possess. Yet 3 Atlas, per Serida's claim, defies this script. If it emitted Fibonacci pulses, it challenges the physics of comets, suggesting something engineered, not natural. Insert continuation if further details are provided, maintaining the narrative's tone and depth. Comets are the solar system's frozen time capsules, dirty snowballs, remnants of our star's chaotic birth 4.6 billion years ago. For eons, they lurk in the Oort cloud, a vast spherical shroud of icy relics encircling the sun at distances spanning thousands of astronomical units. Every so often, a gravitational whisper from a passing star or colossal molecular cloud stirs one awake. It tumbles inward on a millennial plunge, gravity's inexorable tug, accelerating it toward the inner sanctum. As it breaches Jupiter's orbit, the sun's heat awakens it. Sublimates into vapor-birthing jets of gas and dust that erupt outward, sculpted by solar wind and radiation pressure into tails that trail like ethereal banners, sometimes stretching millions of miles as the comet arcs around its fiery perihelion. This is the script we know, the choreography of natural wanderers. But 3i Atlas, as glimpsed through the lenses of amateur stargazers and analysts like David Sereda, strays from this familiar dance. Whispers from these observers hint at a sunward jet material surging toward the sun, defying the outward shove of radiation. Such a reversal mocks basic physics, unless countered by deliberate force, a thrust mechanism no mere snowball could muster. Natural jets twist at angles dictated by rotation and buried ice pockets, but sustaining a sunward flow demands something engineered, something intentional. Then come the spectral riddles. Comet spectra typically sing of water ice, carbon dioxide, ammonia, methane, and silicate dust, a primordial cocktail preserved in cosmic deep freeze. Yet reports from 3i Atlas evoke anomalies, elevated nickel signatures, ion ratios that skew low compositions alien to our cometary kin. Nickel-rich profiles evoke metallic asteroids, shattered cores of protoplanets, forged in molten fury and scattered by cataclysmic collisions eons past. An interstellar bearer of such traits intrigues, but pairing it with cometary vigor, iron scarcity, and possible inward jets paints a portrait that eludes our tidy classifications. Let me underscore the fragility of this mosaic. These assertions lack the forge of peer-reviewed scrutiny. NASA and the International Astronomical Union offer no corroborating data on aberrant compositions or rogue jets for 3i Atlas. What emerges are solitary voices, some credentialed, peering through amateur telescope webs, others shadowed by histories of bold claims that fade without the chorus of independent verification from professional observatories wielding calibrated eyes and rigorous protocols. We cannot crown these reports as bedrock truth. They tantalize, threading into our tapestry of enigma, but they are sparks, not infernos. Still, the prospect of 3i Atlas's eccentricity merits pursuit. As an interstellar exile, it hails from a foreign forge, perhaps a star system, with divergent metallicities, disk chemistries, thermal scars. Such origins could birth oddities that jar our sensibilities. Its interstellar badge alone elevates it. Only two kin preceded, Oumuamua in 2017, enigmatic in its non-gravitational drift, unexplained by mere venting. Tuai Borisov in 2019, laced with carbon monoxide in excess. These alien emissaries should unsettle us. They arrive from realms unbound by our solar cradle, yet weird, spans a spectrum from the peculiarly natural to the artfully contrived. A sunward jet evokes propulsion, not passive thaw. Nickel dominance with iron's absence hints at curated alloys, not haphazard rock. If crafting a star-spanning probe, one might favor such a hull radiation-hardened, lightweight, resilient. Propulsion would be imperative for mid-voyage tweaks, deceleration at journey's end maneuvers, to linger at key vantages. Sunward jets could whisper of trajectory trims, orbital synchrony with worlds ripe for scrutiny. Individually, each quirk might bow to nature's whims. Together, they silhouette something more vessel than vagabond. This probe hypothesis echoed with Oumuamua when Harvard's Avi Loeb posited its anomalous acceleration as the mark of a light sail, a gossamer reflector born on stellar winds, perhaps of artificial weave. The astronomical vanguard recoiled, insisting extraordinary leaps demand ironclad proof, urging restraint against alien artifacts when mundane mechanics might suffice. Loeb parried science harbors a prejudice so wedded to natural causes that we risk overlooking true techno-signatures in plain sight. The skirmish endures, each camp branding the other biased. If 3i Atlas wears the probe's mantle, it eclipses Oumuamua's subtlety, not a fleeting hyperbolic ghost, but a beacon, timing its ingress, perhaps modulating signals, executing maneuvers. Such sophistication implies vigilance, autonomous cunning, or distant puppeteering, a watchful presence gauging our gaze. The engineering feats boggle interstellar velocities, demand propulsion. We cannot fathom breaking at arrival an equal titan. Sustaining operations across millennia, battered by radiation, frayed by entropy, bereft of repair tests, the limits of ingenuity. Or perhaps it is no probe at all, merely a freakish pebble from a freakish forge our pattern-hungry minds, etching intent onto exotic whims. The cosmos sprawls infinite trillions of stars, each ringed by worlds and wreckage. The palette of possible forms is boundless. We've sampled a scant handful from our own backyard plus 2.5 interstellar guests. To decree normal or artificial from this sliver is hubris. Baselines demand more swarms of observations, fleets of interstellar callers before we dare label the anomalous. Yet this loops us to the shadows, the blackouts that starved us of sight. The instruments poised to dissect composition chart jets, trace trajectories for subtle accelerations, slumbered or shrouded. The data to affirm or refute lay unharvested, unreleased, leaving us adrift in speculation's tide. Was this cosmic caprice or a veil drawn at the pivotal hour? The question gnaws, pulling us toward revelations yet veiled. We're left sifting through fragments, amateur whispers, unverified claims, shadows cast by instruments that fell silent. Whether 3i Atlas defies the physics of comets remains a question unanswered, its truth obscured by absent data. But the physics is pivotal. If this object is engineered, actively steered, deliberately signaling we're not chasing a celestial oddity, we're chronicling first contact. Consider 1969. NASA's Triumph humans striding the moon broadcast live to a global audience. The pristine high-resolution tapes from tracking stations were meant for eternal safekeeping. Yet through bureaucratic missteps, mislabeled and mishandled, they were taped over in the 1980s to cut costs during a shortage. Humanity's greatest cosmic feat, its sharpest record, lost not to conspiracy, but to institutional neglect. This is how priceless data vanishes, not always with malice, but through budget constraints, aging systems, and human error. Space agencies juggle torrents of data gigabytes, daily from satellites, probes, observatories, through pipelines of checks, calibrations, and peer reviews. Some data lingers for years. Some never surfaces, buried by classification, embarrassment, or oversight. Let's revisit our timeline. Psyche's blackout, September 1st to 5th, 2025, blamed on a safe mode, a routine failsafe, when systems falter, shutting non-essentials to await ground commands. Common enough, yet its timing during a rare alignment of planets and an interstellar visitor's approach feels like a cosmic wink. Did Psyche glimpse something sensitive? Was it silenced? Or was it merely a glitch wearing a cloak of coincidence? High-rise, the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter's eagle eye goes dark on October 1st. Its CCD Red 4 sensor, degrading since 2023, finally failed documented wear in a harsh environment where pixels die and circuits drift. Yet 12 days before the Fatima anniversary, 12 days before 3i Atlas's alleged Fibonacci pulses the camera that could have captured Mars in stunning detail during this window, blinks out. Random aging or a convenient curtain. Then, October 13th, the Solar Dynamics Observatory SDO powers down for scheduled maintenance. Satellites demand upkeep software updates, orbit tweaks, recalibrations planned months ahead. But maintenance timed to the exact hour when 3i Atlas might have pulsed its mathematical message raises eyebrows. Why that day, without detailed justification? Suspicion festers routine necessity or a deliberate blindfold. Suppression, if real, has many masks. Data can be classified, funneled through intelligence channels, rather than scientific ones, as seen with spy satellite archives. Release can be stalled, citing analysis delays, staffing shortages, or embargoes, sometimes for years. Data might be shared without the tools to decode it, limiting access to a privileged few. Or simplest of all instruments, can be turned off maintenance scheduled failures, fortuitously timed. History knows these tactics. No whistleblowers brandish classified 3i Atlas datasets. No leaks expose a cover-up. Official explanations, safe modes, sensor decay, routine maintenance fit the mundane. But absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence, especially when institutions wield the power to seal truths behind clearances and silence. This echoes the UAP saga. For decades, governments dismissed unidentified aerial phenomena as fiction or folly. Then 2021 brought admissions programs existed. Trained observers saw objects defying known tech and resources were quietly allocated. The shift wasn't in the phenomena, but in institutional candor. Could 3 Atlas follow suit an object hinting at artifice, timed to a symbolic date, possibly signaling yet handled in shadows, while public narratives hum routine? If first contact protocols exist, they likely prioritize caution, verify, analyze, weigh, societal impact, control, disclosure. Those in the know would be bound by oaths, believing silence serves stability. Or perhaps there's nothing to hide. The blackouts may be chance the data mundane Cerritos claims mere misreadings. We're probing absences gaps where evidence should be, but isn't. Proving suppression is like grasping smoke, yet the pattern of blackouts fuels doubt. Even if 3i Atlas is ordinary, the perception of a cover-up shapes its own reality eroding trust in official accounts and coloring how we view the cosmos. On August 15th, 1977, at 11:23 p.m., Ohio State's Big Ear telescope caught a 72-second burst, a narrow-band signal, sharp and distinct, matching the blueprint of an artificial beacon from deep space. Astronomer Jerry Amon, stunned, circled it on the printout, scrawling "Wow" in the margin. The wow signal endures as SETI's tantalizing enigma, never repeated despite years of searching. No echo, no explanation. Was it real? A glitch, earthly interference, a natural burst mimicking intent? Without recurrence, it remains a ghost, compelling, frustrating, unresolved. This is anomaly hunting in astronomy, a fleeting glimpse of the extraordinary, then silence. Science demands replication. One-off wonders, however striking, are curiosities, not truths. Our brains, wired for survival on ancient plains, crave patterns, faces in clouds, threats in shadows. Ambiguity unsettles us, pushing us to weave stories from fragments, to find meaning where data falters. The Fibonacci pulses of 3I Atlas, if real, ignite this instinct, whispering of contact, or merely our own longing projected onto the stars in different hum. We grasp at slivers of truth, amateur murmurs, unverified claims, echoes muffled by instruments gone quiet. Whether 3I Atlas shatters the physics of comets, remains veiled its secrets, locked in missing data. But the stakes of that physics are immense. If this object is crafted, guided, signaling with intent, we're not merely charting a cosmic quirk, we're witnessing the dawn of first contact. Recall 1969, humanity's lunar triumph, beamed live to a rapt world. The high-resolution tapes, meant to be preserved forever, were lost to bureaucratic blunders, mislabeled, mishandled, erased in the 1980s, to pinch pennies during a tape shortage. A monumental achievement, its clearest record, vanished not through malice, but through institutional carelessness. This is how vital data slips away. Budget cuts, aging systems, human oversight. Space agencies wrestle with data deluges, gigabytes streaming daily from probes and observatories, funneled through labyrinths of calibration, artifact removal, and peer scrutiny. Some data lingers in limbo for years. Some never emerges, buried by classification, embarrassment, or neglect. Revisit the timeline. Psyche's silence, September 1st to 5th, 2025, pinned on a safe mode, a standard reflex when systems falter, idling non-critical functions until Earth's commands revive it. Routine, yet its timing, amid a rare planetary alignment and an interstellar visitor's approach, glints with uncanny coincidence. Did Psyche catch a forbidden glimpse? Was it hushed? Or is this just a glitch dressed in narrative allure? High-rise Mars' peerless eye dims on October 1st. Its CCD Red 4 sensor, fraying since 2023, succumbs a known toll of space's relentless radiation. Yet precisely 12 days before the Fatima anniversary, 12 days before 3I Atlas's alleged Fibonacci, pulses this camera capable of unveiling Martian secrets in exquisite detail, falls silent. Wear and tear, or a timely shroud. Then, October 13th, the Solar Dynamics Observatory SDO goes dark for scheduled maintenance. Satellites demand care updates, recalibrations, orbital nudges planned far in advance. But maintenance aligning with the exact hour of 3I Atlas's potential signal sparks doubt. Why that moment without transparent reasoning? The question festers: routine upkeep or a calculated blackout? If suppression is at play, it wears subtle guises. Data can be locked away, diverted to intelligence vaults, as with covert satellite records. Releases can stall, blamed on analysis delays, understaffing, or embargoes, sometimes indefinitely. Data might surface without interpretive keys, barring all but the initiated. Or instruments can simply be turned off with maintenance or failures timed to obscure critical moments. History knows these ploys. Yet no whistleblowers wave classified 3i Atlas files. No leaks unveil a conspiracy. Official accounts, safe modes, sensor decay, planned maintenance ring plausible. But the absence of proof isn't proof of absence, especially when institutions can cloak truths behind oaths and authority. This mirrors the UAP narrative. For decades, governments scoffed at unidentified aerial phenomena, branding them delusion or deceit. Then 2021 revealed covert programs, trained observers, logging objects outpacing known technology, and quiet budgets probing the unknown. The phenomenon didn't change institutional openness, did? Could 3i Atlas tread a similar path, an object hinting at artifice timed to a resonant date, possibly signaling yet cloaked in silence while public channels hum routine? If first contact protocols exist, they likely urge restraint, verify, analyze, gauge, societal ripples, control the reveal. Those privy would be bound by silence, believing it safeguards stability. Or there's nothing to conceal. The blackouts may be chance, the data ordinary readers claims missteps. We probe shadows gaps where evidence should shine. Proving suppression is like chasing mist. Yet the pattern of outages breeds mistrust. Even if 3i Atlas is mundane, the specter of a cover-up weaves its own reality, fraying faith in official tales and tinting our cosmic lens. August 15th, 1977, 11:23 p.m., Ohio State's Big Ear telescope snares a 72-second pulse, a narrow-band flare crisp and alien, matching the blueprint of a deliberate cosmic signal. Astronomer Jerry Amon awestruck circles it on the printout, scrawling, "Wow, the wow signal lingers as SETI's elusive grail, unrepeated despite decades of skyward stares." No encore, no answers. Was it a beacon, a glitch, terrestrial noise, a natural burst cloaked in artifice? Without repetition, it haunts, vivid, maddening, unresolved. This is the astronomer's paradox, a singular marvel then silence. Science craves replication. Lone wonders, however vivid, are sparks, not flames. Our minds honed on ancient savannas, hunger for patterns, faces in clouds, predators in rustles. Ambiguity gnaws, driving us to spin tales from scraps to seek meaning in data's absence. The Fibonacci pulses of 3i Atlas, if true, set this instinct ablaze, hinting at contact or merely our own yearning cast upon the stars' silent symphony. The annals of science brim with tantalizing mirages, cold fusion, faster than light neutrinos, the fleeting pentaquark, each heralded as revolutionary before dissolving under scrutiny or retraction. Extraordinary claims in physics face a crucible of rigor because errors are easy, truth elusive. Yet let's linger on the possibility that both anomalies, quark-gluon plasma's unexpected structure at CERN, and 3i Atlas's alleged mathematical signals are real. What might it mean if exotic matter organizes in unforeseen ways and an interstellar object broadcasts Fibonacci pulses? It could hint that pattern organization and information processing are not mere byproducts of physics, but its bedrock. Modern physics views information as secondary, emerging from matter and energy, dancing to dynamical laws. But some theorists propose a radical inversion: information as primary, the universe as a vast computation, its laws, algorithms running on an unseen substrate. In this view, particles aren't billiard balls on predictable paths, but information states evolving per unseen rules. Matter becomes information's stable patterns like ripples frozen in a cosmic stream. If information reigns supreme, patterns like Fibonacci sequences aren't just mechanical quirks of growth. They're signatures of the universe's computational architecture favoring recursive elegance. Intelligence isn't a fluke of complex neural nets, but an inevitable bloom when information systems cross complexity thresholds. Communication between minds across stars or species becomes not a rare technological feat, but a natural outcome of information-rich systems intertwining across space-time. This is speculative terrain, yet it's where frontier physics ventures. Quantum information theory, holographic principles, and computational universe models suggest information may outrank matter. If true, finding mathematical patterns across scales quark plasma to interstellar signals isn't coincidence, but evidence we're finally glimpsing what's always been there. A universe woven from information consciousness as localized processing signals like 3i Atlas's pulses, as one system reaching across the void to another. CERN's anomaly and 3i Atlas's signals might connect not mechanically but conceptually as challenges to reductionist models that break complexity into simple parts. They invite us to ask if structure and organization are intrinsic to physical law, not mere accidents of initial conditions. Strikingly, these phenomena emerge just as we gain tools to detect them. A century ago, we lacked the Large Hadron Collider or precision to track interstellar travelers. A century hence, if humanity endures, we'll see this moment as either a paradigm shift's dawn or another false hope in our pattern-seeking saga. The quark-gluon plasma studies grind on papers, drafted peer reviews, unfolding reproducibility tested. By this investigation's end, we may know more a revolution in matter's nature or another faded promise. For now, in October 2025, it hovers in superposition, both new physics and potential artifact. So too do 3i Atlas's pulses, teetering between first contact and wishful projection. We dwell in this uneasy liminal space where discovery sparks in the gap between seeing and knowing. The sun pulses in an 11-year rhythm, its magnetic field waxing, flipping and waning, conjuring and erasing sunspots. Solar minimum whispers, calm sparse spots, faint flares, muted radiation. Solar maximum roars, chaos, magnetic eruptions, X-ray bursts, coronal mass ejections, CMEs hurling billions of tons of plasma at millions of miles per hour. Cycle 25's peak nearing now defies forecasts. Models predicted a tepid maximum akin to its predecessor, but sunspot counts and flare frequencies surge beyond expectations, revealing a sun with secrets our equations haven't tamed. CMEs are solar tempests, unstable magnetic structures, erupting, launching plasma bubbles laced with magnetic fields. If Earth lies in their path days later, impacts ripple magnetosphere compression, ionospheric currents, auroras painting high latitudes, and risks to satellites, grids, and communications. The 1859 Carrington event, history's fiercest geomagnetic storm, fried telegraph systems, shocked operators, and set papers ablaze. Today, such a storm could cripple our tech-dependent world. October 2025's solar fervor aligns perhaps meaningfully, perhaps by chance, with 3i Atlas's moment. Multiple SIA and M-class flares flared around October 13th. Yet the SDO's blackout for maintenance left us blind to high-resolution details. Could the sun's unrest tie to the alleged interstellar signal? Several threads emerge from plausible to fantastical. First, solar activity shapes the inner solar system's electromagnetic stage. Flares amplify radio noise, plasma densities, shifts magnetic fields, twist. If 3i Atlas signaled this tumult, could garble transmission or reception? Yet an advanced sender might exploit this timing pulses to ride solar emissions, amplifying a faint signal by modulating the sun's own output, a feat of cosmic ingenuity, using a star's roar to whisper louder than onboard systems could. Second solar chaos could cloak intent. A flare-like flash from an object near the sun during a volatile period might pass as natural, evading automated anomaly detectors while inviting scrutiny from keen observers. It's cosmic steganography, hiding a signal in nature's noise, visible only to those who look closely. Third in fringe circles, some claim, solar maxima stir, human consciousness, cognition, creativity, even societal shifts. Evidence is thin, leaning on shaky correlations, but the idea persists. If true, and if an intelligence sought a moment when human minds were primed for patterns, a solar maximum could be strategic. A time when we're more likely to notice, to leap intuitively, to embrace the extraordinary. These scenarios demand staggering foresight mastery of solar dynamics, Earth's electromagnetic pulse, perhaps even our psychology. Such knowledge implies proximity, long study, or prior visits lost to history. This stretches the hypothesis piling complexity that risks unfalsifiability, a red flag. Robust theories predict precisely. Those ballooning to fit observations falter. Yet the solar maximum's intensity is real, the blackouts documented. Whether they intertwine with 3i Atlas's signals or explain them as misread solar bursts hinges on data we lack lost to darkened instruments. The sun blazed, the object passed, the eyes shut, leaving us to piece together shadows, gaps, and fleeting reports. In October 2025, Google DeepMind and OpenAI unveiled partnerships with cosmology teams unleashing machine learning on cosmic microwave background data, large-scale structure surveys, and gravitational lensing catalogs. These AI systems excel at spotting patterns too vast or subtle for human minds, uncovering unexpected wrinkles in the cosmic microwave background, anisotropies, clashing with inflationary models, and gravitational lensing hints of clumpier dark matter than simulations predict. They find what we didn't know to seek patterns outside our theoretical frames. This marks a seismic shift. For centuries, science leaned on human hypotheses experiments designed to test them, and results refined by human insight. The bottleneck was our imagination. We could only chase what we envisioned. AI shatters this, scanning datasets for deviations from randomness, flagging anomalies without bias toward what should be. Yet this power carries peril. Not every pattern holds meaning. Noise artifacts and statistical flukes mimic significance. AI excels at detection, but struggles to sift signal from mirage. This ties directly to 3i Atlas. A Fibonacci pulse sequence is precisely the anomaly an AI might flag structured, non-random, defying natural noise. If fed the right data, could AI confirm or debunk Sarita's claims? The catch: the data is missing, lost to blackouts. We're left with human intuition and scattered reports, grappling with a cosmos that might be speaking or merely humming its indifferent tune. A sequence of 5 pulses, then 8, then 13, tracing a comet's arc, a deviation sharp enough to spark automated alerts. Yet human discernment must sift whether this Fibonacci rhythm is signal or noise. Did 3i Atlas truly pulse in mathematical cadence, or did an AI combing noisy data stumble upon a sequence that mimics Fibonacci because such patterns emerge by chance in vast datasets? This is the crux of AI-driven anomaly detection. It unearths everything but distinguishing treasure from dross demands human scrutiny. Scrutiny crippled when raw data vanishes or remains unverified. Consider another layer if NASA or other agencies deploy AI to pre-screen torrents of data, satellite imagery, light curves, spectra. These systems might filter anomalies as noise before humans ever see them. Trained on countless examples of normal comets, asteroids, and stars, an AI faces a novel entity like 3I Atlas, an interstellar oddity with scant precedent. It must decide flag for review or dismiss as error. Tuned to minimize false positives and spare analysts from junk, it risks overcaution, discarding true anomalies with the chaff. This is AI's alignment problem. Systems optimized for one goal, say precision, may sabotage another, like catching rare signals. An AI could detect 3I Atlas's pulses, label them noise and erase them, leaving us oblivious to a missed cosmic greeting. Conversely, AI can conjure patterns from chaos. Machine learning excels at spotting correlations, but can hallucinate structure in random fluctuations, especially with sparse or noisy data. With only 2 prior interstellar objects as reference, an AI might misread 3I Atlas's light curve, pinning Fibonacci's 5.8 to 13 onto chance flickers, because those numbers echo in its training. This is machine pareidolia AI seeing faces in cosmic clouds. We lean on AI because human attention buckles under modern data's weight. Surveys like the Legacy Survey of Space and Time will churn out tens of terabytes, nightly unmanageable without automation. Yet these black box systems carry hidden flaws, making choices that shape what reaches us. If they err missing signals or inventing them, we may not notice for years until archival data is re-examined with fresh algorithms. The question of 3I Atlas's pulses hinges not just on sharper telescopes, but on smarter AI or unfettered access to raw data for human analysis. If that data survives and is released, diverse research teams with varied pipelines will probe it, building consensus if the pattern holds. But if AI discarded it as noise, or if it's locked in classified vaults, we're stranded with Serida's claims method debates and the gnawing possibility that something monumental slipped through our grasp. Machines now watch the skies more vigilantly than human eyes, but they're not impartial. They carry their creators' biases, assumptions, and blind spots. If we didn't teach them that numbers like 5813 could be messages, they might mute the universe's call deaf to the grammar of cosmic connection. Mars looms as both muse and caution, a world once kissed by liquid water. Perhaps life now a frigid, arid relic with an atmosphere too thin to breathe. We've lavished it with missions, orbiters, rovers, drills, probing its rocks and chemistry, seeking whispers of past or hidden life. The Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, launched in 2005, wields high-rise a camera of unmatched prowess, resolving features under a meter from orbit. Its images, boulders, dust trails, layered geology are breathtakingly precise. Yet per David Serida, HiRISE fell silent on October 1st, 2025. Its CCD Red 4 sensor fraying since August 2023, finally failing. Public archives confirm a dwindling of images in late 2024 and early 2025, aligning with radiation's toll on an aging instrument far beyond its planned lifespan. This is expected. Electronics erode in Mars's harsh orbit. But the timing stings. 12 days before October 13th, 12 days before 3I Atlas's alleged Fibonacci pulses. If 3I Atlas grazed Mars's orbit or passed behind it, from Earth's view, High-rise could have captured details, surface textures, structural hints that might distinguish rock from relic. Its silence cost us that chance. Coincidence likely, but the stack of coincidences grows precarious. Mars fuels modern myths of hidden truths. UFO enthusiasts point to its rocks seen in grainy images as structures hinting at lost civilizations. The 1976 Viking 1 face on Mars in Cydonia sparked decades of speculation, later debunked by sharper images as eroded geology. We see patterns, faces, ruins because our brains crave them. Yet some cling to tales of Martian artifacts, claiming agencies conceal evidence. These theories are unfalsifiable, no structures classified. Natural formations. Cover-up. Paranoia thrives in data's shadows, where agencies do withhold some truths, feeding distrust. If 3i Atlas passed near Mars, interacting, leaving traces, reflecting signals, High-rise might have seen it. Its pointing system could track moving objects if prioritized, but offline, that option vanished. Other MRO instruments, CTX's wider views, CRISM's spectroradar's subsurface probes persist, making High-rise's selective failure more curious than a total loss. Sabotage is unproven. Radiation damage fits the narrative. Yet selective outages at pivotal moments invite scrutiny, demanding independent audits beyond institutional assurances. Mars, a midway beacon between Earth and the outer solar system, tempts any interstellar probe. Its water-carved past ice caps and seasonal shifts mark it as a prime target for reconnaissance before an earthward journey. Disabling High-rise while sparing other systems could cloak such a flyby unless it's just an old camera's timely death. We layer hypotheses, risking a scaffold of speculation with no substance. Mars waits red and mute, its partial blindness a puzzle piece in a cosmic riddle we can't yet solve. October 19th to 30th, 2025 marks 3i Atlas's perihelion, its closest solar embrace where heat should spark peak outgassing if it's a comet. Yet from Earth, it's hidden behind the sun, invisible to our telescopes. Only spacecraft with off-angle vantages like those silenced by blackouts could watch. By mid-November 2025, 3i Atlas emerges outbound. This is our next window. Will it pulse again, show non-gravitational quirks, or reveal artificial traits? Amateur astronomers and observatories, if engaged, will aim their lenses, but will data flow freely or languish in embargoes? April 3, 2026 brings the ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter's embargoed data release. Since 2016, it's sniffed Mars' atmosphere, its sensitive datasets potentially holding 3i Atlas clues locked until researchers publish. Independent analysts could uncover overlooked anomalies as history shows pulsars, exoplanets, gamma-ray bursts, all hid in archives until fresh eyes connected dots. Watch for repeated Fibonacci pulses, extended sequences 21, 34, 55, Earth-based signal replies, agency statements, or citizen science breakthroughs. Silence from NASA or ESA is Delta 2, hinting at nothing or something veiled. These windows test transparency. Will data emerge promptly? Will raw observations reach independent hands? The thought experiment lingers. If 5813 was an opening, what's next? A continued sequence 21, 34, 55 would affirm intent, a cosmic voice speaking mathematics. Or will chase noise our pattern-hungry minds, crafting epics from chaos? The sky turns, instruments flicker, and we wait poised between revelation and mirage, listening for the universe's grammar or our own echoing hope